Hey everyone, this is Rise again. I've been noticing the debate in COMICSGATE is turning into this very predictable, boring pattern. In case you don't know, COMICSGATE is not some grand um, controversy. It has its moments and like ups and downs of problems when comic book pros are targeting people who criticize them. Hard evidence of that all around. A lot of nasty things going on, and then it kind of dies down, and people are going back to criticizing what's going on in comics, which is just pretty much hostile cultural takeover. It's nasty. It's not just about people with different ideas. I wish it were, because I could just ignore them. But instead, it's about propping up mediocrity and pushing a divisive, radical agenda in a lot of ways. And it ends up killing good stories, and that's all people really want in the end. They don't want these people out. That's the funny thing. If these people wrote stories worth a damn, we'd keep them, or we'd be their fans. Instead, they tell us that we're all like white supremacists, alt-right Nazis, and that if we don't like the books, to fuck off. Anyway, people including me, get into debates with these people online constantly, and I don't know why, but I thought it would be kind of fun to make a list of all the little arguments they whip out and all the like answers to them that show how that's almost not even an argument. Kind of like a shorthand, or more of like a reference list of what they say and then what we can say back. I don't know why I thought that would be handy. Like I would want a YouTuber to make that. I've never even done YouTube really before. I don't know what I'm fucking doing. I don't care. I'm just gonna do it my way. See what happens. So let's get into this. I made a list of COMICSGATE arguments, the anti side, and then I guess you could say the pro COMICSGATE side, whatever that is. It's just a bunch of people who want better books and nasty politics out, and for pros to actually be a little more respectful to the fans, and that's it. It's really not that fucking much to ask, and for it, we're told that we're like the Fourth Reich. Anyway, let's check it out. Let's go through my little list here. I've kind of compiled stuff that I've actually, witnessed and what I think the answers should be. You can tell me what you think in the comments and tell me if I'm right, tell me if I'm wrong, whatever. We'll talk about it. But here we go. We'll start with anti-comic gate, and then I'll respond with comic gate's response. All right. Anti-comic gate. It's just a matter of taste. These books, if you don't like them, it's just a matter of taste. If you don't like it, they're not all for you. COMICSGATE. Comics have always had a diverse offering for different tastes, and it's never been a problem. The issue has nothing to do with taste. Anti-COMICSGATE. You just can't handle change. COMICSGATE. To enjoy comics is to embrace constant change. Change of artists, writers, costumes, story arcs, loves, enemies. What are you talking about? Anti-COMICSGATE. We just want everyone invited to the table. That sounds nice, right? Okay. COMICSGATE. So do we, which is why we don't accept you thinking our culture and voices need dismissal. Your ideology divides us at said table. You don't want comics for everyone. You want your political message to be the dominant one for everyone. Comics can be for everyone without your far left ideologies being pushed. Can comics be for everyone without your far left ideologies being pushed? We think they can. Yeah, messed that one up real nice. Anti-COMICSGATE. You just can't handle characters different than you that aren't made to cater to you. Comics were already diverse before your politicized radical version of it came in to remove beloved characters or convert them into propaganda mouthpieces. Yeah, man, nobody walks around expecting and no serious comics fan walks around expecting comic books to cater to all of their desires. Like, what the fuck? Like, if that were the case, people would walk into comic book stores and tear their hair out and scream and have like a fucking seizure because it's filled with like a million comic books that cater to a million very different tastes and desires. Nobody had a problem with this for what? For how many decades now? Until now? Are you fucking kidding me with these people don't think before they say this shit. It's always about excuse making, you'll find. Check out that pattern. It's an excuse pattern. Like, oh, it's all you. It's your fault. Anti-Comicsgate. Comics have always been political. I fucking love this one. Like, even pros say this shit. Comicsgate. Your specific version of radical politics and disrespecting heroes' legacies is not the same as Watchmen discussing opposing political ideas. Yeah, that's for damn sure. Anti-Comicsgate. Your side wants to change everything back to a regressive time in the 90s. We just want better art and story minus the far left politics and finger wagging lectures, is what I think we should say. I don't know. That's real simple, to the point. Anti-Comicsgate. You guys are harassers. News media has written articles about your side's secret Facebook groups. We have hard evidence, and you used those Facebook groups to target harassment against popular YouTubers that you disagree with. So I think your side might need to clean its own fucking house first. Anti-Comicsgate. You're just a boys club. Yeah, Comicsgate. We are more diverse than you are. We are the fans who demand quality and fun over political posturing. Anti-Comicsgate. Your culture is wrong and we're here to fix it. You are not authorities on culture, people. And your politics lead to a toxic culture of intersectional infighting and division. Okay? You're not an authority on what's wrong with culture. You just think your culture is the only one, and that's actually what you accuse us of doing, isn't it? Anti-Comicsgate. We're the real fans and you're fake fanboys. Okay, Comicsgate. You put politics before your fandom, meaning your love for comics come with political conditions. That doesn't make you the best fan in the world. Anti-Comicsgate. You just don't want our voices to be heard. Dude, your voices claim that our voices and culture are toxic and need to be fought against, and you abuse comics to make them a platform for your politics, which is unethical. Okay? We want you to have your voice, but please don't use it to attack everything that's just well and good in the world. Anti-Comicsgate. The comics industry is doing wonderful, or at least Marvel's doing great. Comicsgate. Historically, this has been proven false time and time and time and time and time again. Even low sales of their diversity characters are being admitted by Marvel's VP of sales. And IDW dropped it at 91% in revenue. 91%! Anti-CG. Anti-Comicsgate. What do you have to say? Not all books are for everyone, so if you don't like them, don't buy them. We aren't buying them along with most people. Have you noticed? As these books that you make are not made for a real audience demand, and that hurts the industry for everyone. Anti-Comicsgate. Your side is associated with white nationalists, and you need to do XYZ to disown them and declare that you don't want to have anything to do, blah, blah, blah. They make up some condition and put it over your head. Comicsgate. We don't endorse any racially divisive ideology, including yours. Your side associates and supports socialists, communists, Antifa. You brag about violent Nazi punching tactics on a daily basis. We don't demand a public denouncement as it's not valid to the debate or the issues at hand. We don't care. Like, you do that, we think it's lame. What else are we supposed to do about it, right? It's not the topic in hand. Anti-Comicsgate. We're here to fight for the minorities and women and punch Nazis. Okay, that's wonderful. You're here to cover for your radical politics foothold in comics every time you and pros abuse fans. You produce a mediocre product and hire untalented ideologues through dubious hiring practices. That's it. That's all you really are. That's all Anti-Comicsgate is. We need to cover for our side. It's a partisan action on their part. We have a foothold in comics. We're making mediocre products. We don't want to admit it. We want to keep hiring our people so we can keep taking this culture over and convert it to our culture of purity and blah, 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 diversity, blah, intersectional, blah, blah, blah. Horse shit. Anti-Comicsgate. Superheroes were always SJWs. They love this fucking one. Social justice promotes the idea of group justice by reparations for past offenses by specific groups. Something superheroes are arguably against, and it undermines individual justice and fairness. No, Spider-Man is not an SJW. No, Superman is not an SJW. Could you imagine if Superman was an SJW? Holy shit. I'm terrified. Thanks for saving us, Superman. Of course. So, how are the ethnic minorities on their socio-political socio-economic status in your neighborhood? They're fine, I guess. Good, good. And the people who identify as women, what of them? How are they? I'm pretty sure they're okay. Ah, yes. And those who are in transitioning. Anyone transitioning need my assistance? No, they're good. Oh, okay. I'll be here wearing a pussy hat and a sign. Up, and I'm gay! Like, what the? No! Superman, fighting, just because you fight for an oppressed group, that does not make you a social justice warrior. The social justice warriors are a very specific brand of politics and ideas that are created by, like, assholes on a college campus. People who hate America, actually. So, don't give me that shit. Fucking Superman would stand right up against Antifa if he saw them. He would not be wearing a fucking hoodie and asking, Martha or whatever her name is when she would come pick him up after he was done protesting the Nazis or whatever that don't exist. Okay? I want to crock a shit. Anti-COMICSGATE. You guys are alt-right Trump supporters. I'm going to just say that you guys are so far left, you consider everyone to the right of you far right. And most of us are moderates. Some of us are on the left. It has nothing to do, many people are on the left and they don't agree with your ideas. A lot of us are moderates and we want better books. There's nothing wrong with that. There's some right-wing people calling you out, but that's just to be expected because who else is going to call out far-left people other than right-wing people who are sick of their shit? That's just the way that goes. You can't, make us in our argument, less than because there's a lot of right-leaning people who are calling you out. Right-leaning people should be calling you out for this type of behavior. Anti-COMICSGATE. We want to add comics, whereas you want to subtract from them. So they want to add to comics, and we just want to take away. That's their claim. Let's see. So to add to comics, you guys had to remove most of the flagship characters under Marvel and replace them with hollow diversity higher versions, and who literally use the same namesake. Nice additions, guys. Well played. You also removed heterosexual romance from a lot of stories. Women are no longer as feminine or sexy or interesting as characters. They're all kind of flat and self-absorbed and boring. Yeah. You removed in-depth stories. You guys remove a lot of stuff. You added bad political messaging and ideas that nobody wants to read. You did that. I'll give you that. It's because you put your politics before storytelling. Whoops, don't do it. All right, anti-COMICSGATE supporters you guys are in an unfavorable position here of having to defend mediocrity by calling people who want to make things better sexist. That's pretty much how you guys work. You have to defend using comic books as a platform for propaganda against people who like female heroes just to look attractive. That's a bad position to be in. Our side's right. We're making, we're churning out propaganda. You guys are bad though because you don't let women look ugly. I think it's I think I got one more here actually. Let's see. Anti-COMICSGATE. Marvel is just experimenting and trying to expand their market. To who exactly? How large is the far left ideologue radical activist fucking blue-haired, facial pierced, miserable, feminist? How big is that marketing pie? Seriously. Do you think the people who come up with this shit give a fuck about the market? They're too busy patting themselves on the back for coming up with this shit. And how do these people, if there's a lot of them, how do the people expect them to actually buy comics when they're all on Twitter all day, calling people Nazis? I wonder. How many comics are these people reading? What demographic are they? The blue-haired, fucking fucking like baseball bat wielding like lunatic market. Like we really need that piece of the pie to make it through the financial quarter. Now, what the whatever. Anyway, those are just, a long, ridiculous list of some of the things they're going to say to you, and then some comebacks for you to use and word or express however you see fit. I don't know why I thought I would like it if I heard more people explain this stuff in a way that you could give people kind of a useful shorthand for how to interact and deal with these people. Probably even a better thing you could do is just not interact with them at all, right? Like, just do your thing and make your critiques and be a good person and don't try to hurt anyone, and just be honest about what you see and what you think on these things. So I've done that with you today. Let me know what you think in the comments, and ring the bell if you want continued service. Thanks a lot for listening. I am Rise Again, and death to Ming.